Hello! Making a video today to talk about what do you do if your jumping spider is pregnant and has babies. Okay, there's a couple of things you're going to want to know. It was really hard for me when it happened with our Spidey. I got one for my girlfriend, and she immediately, as soon as she got comfy in her cage, she spun up a nice big nest like this, like a nice oval shaped thing in her nest. If you see that in your jumping spood's nest, you can have some babies. And we thought it was just going to be like an empty nest, but nope. Out came a bunch of little babies, and they're all right here. Well, honestly, the first time it happened, we didn't know how to take care of them, and that's why I'm making this video. Unfortunately, we lost the first batch. It was really hard, and it felt awful. So if you want to avoid that, that's why I made the first video warning people about the pregnant spiders. And this is why I'm making this video. If it does happen, and you don't want to watch them all die, I want to help you. So, here's what you do. Once the mom makes the sack, it'll take about 2 to 3 weeks for that to hatch. I think it's around 3 weeks. That's what when it kind of hatched for us or whatever after we initially noticed it. And you're gonna get a bunch of little babies. Okay, you're gonna have these guys are like a few weeks old, or not weeks. I'm sorry, like they're very new. They're a couple days. It's hard to see them in the cage, but they're in there. Anyway, it's gonna look like a clump of ants, basically. There you go, like that. And this nest is really messed up because she had another batch babies in here, and I wish I had taken it out, but we didn't get a chance. She just had another nest, or another egg sack so quickly. Okay, so here's the little babies, what they're gonna look like. So they survive off of leftover food from the egg sack, and then the mother also feeds them kind of like milk. That'll last for a little bit, and then after 3 weeks, you'll start to notice them coming out of the nest. And once you see all the little baby spoods like out of the nest, that's when you can collect them with a nice gentle paintbrush. And I put them in these little Dixie cups. So these are 4-ounce Dixie cups. You can get bigger ones. These particular ones can be kind of hard to get the lids on, so you have to be very gentle with that because you don't want to jostle your spoods. But if you'll see here, they all kind of make a little nest up in the top, and that's really good. That gives them a nice safe place to molt and do all the things they need to do, because before they come out from the nest, they're going to do one molt, and you'll see their little exoskeletons in there after they do it, and they need extra humidity and that kind of thing when they're molting, but these cups provide them each with their own little micro habitat. And I put a little paper towel rolled up, and I wet it every single day, and that provides them with their water. And then each spoodie gets a gnat every day. You can feed the spoods pretty much as you want. You don't have to worry about them getting too fat because they're growing so fast. With adult spoods, you do want to not feed them too much because your spoods can get like way too fat, and it's not good for them because then they can harm themselves by falling and that kind of stuff. We did that with her. We left a mealworm in her cage. We didn't even know, and she had already eaten a bunch, and she found this massive mealworm out of nowhere, and she got so fat. I tried to take it away from her, but she just would not give it to me. So anyway, you want to be careful of that, but with your baby spoods, you don't have to worry. You can feed them a gnat every single day. Okay, so what you're going to do is go out and get yourself some flightless gnats. So once, like I said, once they start leaving the nest and emerging, you can collect each and every one of them. It will take a long time, and you have to be very gentle. The best way I found was to kind of like knock them off with the paintbrush, or try to scoop, like kind of gently like rotate the paintbrush and get them onto it. But the best way was really when they would like fall. If you knock them off with the paintbrush, you can kind of catch their little webby, and then you can come out and you have like a little spider yo-yo. So you'll catch each one and put them each in their own little cuppy, and you want to be very, 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 very careful not to squish them underneath the little cuppy thing. Okay? Do not do that. It happens with the gnats all the time, and I hate to do that too, but you especially want to watch out for your spoods. So you want to take like a bobby pin or something, that's what I use, and you poke holes in each of the little Dixie cups around the side. And, yep, and you're going to go to get yourself some flightless gnats. That's the best way to feed little baby spoods, at least in my experience. You can get them from PetSmart. I try not to support PetSmart, if you don't have to. But I've made my own cultures. Maybe I can show a video on how to do that another time. But they are a little pricey if you have to keep buying them all the time. So it's nice to keep your own and kind of keep the cultures going. So you take your little fruit flies, and you're going to have to get your little self-assist getting, because what I do is I'll take a little small thing, and I take my fruit flies, and this whole process is kind of tough sometimes. You're gonna want to knock them down to the bottom by tapping it gently like that, and that's like your bread and butter here. You're gonna want to do that all the time because these things are just ready to come out. And so I take them and try to tap them in to the thingy here. You're going to get a whole bunch of them, and you got to be very vigilant. Tap, 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 because they're all going to come out. Tap, tap, tap all the time, and boom, now you got yourself a bunch in a cup. Okay, so you have your cup of flies now, and there's some escapees over here. I like to just take the thing and tap, 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 tap when they're coming out. Tap them down to the bottom. Tap, tap. And you can scoop some of the other ones back in if you lose any. And I'm like a professional at this now because I do this every morning. And yeah, so you're going to want to feed them little fries. And I like to feed mine every morning. Okay? And they're going to go through more molts in their little things here. Oh, and you're gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. As you can see, this one's getting to be a good size. And yeah, I don't really know what to do after that. I'm kind of going through it myself, but I hope this video helps anybody. If anyone has any more questions, please feel free to ask. I would love to be of some assistance here because, boy, oh boy, it was tough for me. So, real quick, like, we can just do a quick feeding and a refreshing of the water to show you guys, like, how it goes. So, you gently take your little bottom off here, okay? And I'm always look for poopies and like excess, there's like a dead fry here. Take your dead fry. You can clean off the little poopies if you want. I'll just refresh this so I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it later because I don't have any paper towels, but you can refresh this little paper towel guy. I like to just bundle them up into balls and soak it every day with water like that. But you want to make sure that when you are doing any kind of spraying with the babies, you want to avoid any big water droplets because the babies will drown themselves. So if you just saw, I just tapped a fry in there, and then boom, put the lid back on, and we have a happy spooder with a fry. Okay, it's as easy as that. But you want to make sure you're keeping them hydrated and fed, and they should do great. I don't know what you're gonna do with them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with mine. You can give them to some friends, hopefully. We've been thinking about like setting them free in the wild. Regals are from Florida, so we might have to like take a trip to Florida to set the babies free. I don't know, man. I hope this helps. Have fun with your spoods, and please do take care of these little creatures because they are, you know, they have feelings, and they're very smart creatures, and I hope you love them as much as I do. So good luck with your baby spoods, and please ask some questions, and I hope I can help.